Confrontation between Centre and Twitter continues. During the meeting between IT Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad and Twitter officials, government has made it clear that blocking 257 handles spreading misinformation remains non-negotiable. The Centre has demanded strict action on genocide hashtag, claiming that Modi government plans a farmers' genocide, and that's the hashtag on which they have taken objection with Twitter. In addition to this, the government read the Riot Act out to Twitter, reminding them that after Capitol Hill violence, Twitter even blocked Donald Trump's account. Then why is it dragging the feet post Red Fort violence? The government also said that if such accounts are not removed, Twitter officials may get jailed, and even a hefty penalty may be slapped under the IT law for the Twitter officials in concern. In response, Twitter said that they have reduced the visibility of the hashtags containing harmful content, and the hashtag that was flagged off by the government would not appear in trending section. Aishwarya Paliwal is now joining us live. Aishwarya, for our viewers who do not know this war that is going on, for the lack of a better word, between government and Twitter, if you could just walk over the entire story as to how the Centre has cracked the whip on Twitter, and Twitter in defense has come out and given an answer to the government as well. Go ahead and explain this whole story to us.
Well, Shadi, let me tell you, one thing is very clear: the government is not backing down. And that is what the IT secretary has also, in as many words, told Twitter representatives. Let me tell you, the meeting was held with the global head of Twitter and not with the India representative. So this very clearly tells where the government stands. In fact, after the violence which took place on the 26th of January, the government kept an eye on Twitter and then identified all those hashtags, all those accounts, and all those tweets which, according to the government, were spreading hatred, and they were also inciting violence in the country. The government then gave a list of 257 such accounts to Twitter and asked Twitter very clearly to deactivate those accounts, to ban those accounts, or to block them. Twitter initially did take a step.
Also issued a release in which they said that we need to uphold free speech and expression, and hence we've not blocked several journalists and activists and many other people from various fields that they mentioned in that release, that blocking them or withholding their account would perhaps entail curbing of free speech and expression.
Well, that is exactly what Twitter did. Initially, they did ban those accounts, but then they said that it is curtailing free speech, because of which some of those accounts were not deactivated or they were again restored. Now the government has given the list once again to Twitter yesterday and very clearly said, you will have to ban these, it is non-negotiable. And also the example of Twitter deactivating the former president of the United States, Donald Trump's account, was also given to Twitter. And the government is now asking, why does Twitter have different views of violence in the United States and when it happens in the country? The ball now is in Twitter's court. Chaiti.
Thanks, Aishwarya, for joining us with the latest. Now, amidst this entire controversy, which is the ongoing controversy with Twitter, several central government officials have started shifting to India's Made in India app. It's an Atmanirbhar app called Koo. Let's look at this application.
As Government of India and Twitter remain locked in a fierce showdown, one Made in India alternative has shot into the limelight. Koo app is taking first baby steps in the cyberspace. Launched last year, the app has won Prime Minister's prestigious Atmanirbhar Bharat App Innovation Challenge. Several union ministers and BJP leaders have already migrated to the app.
You know, when we started thinking about Koo, we basically said, you know, every voice of India should be heard on the internet, right? So existing apps basically, you know, are very English first, and hence, you know, it attracts the top 1% who actually are comfortable with English. So we said, you know, let's create an experience that will deep dive into the Indianness, which is, I want to talk in my own language.
The big question is, how does this app work? And is it ready to fill the giant shoes of Twitter?
I'll quickly take you through the entire interface of the app. As you can see here, it's very similar to what we see on Twitter, just that now you get two options on top. One of it says feed, while the other one reads people. Now what happens under the feed section is that all the people that you follow on the platform, their coos, which is their posts, are listed here. And on the home page, you also get some symbols at the bottom, and one of which is the hashtag symbol, and if we click on that, you can basically find all the trending hashtags on the platform. This is again very similar to the trending topics on Twitter.
While the Koo app is creating quite a ripple, it remains to be seen if it can become a true Indian alternative and capture imagination of Desi Twitteratis. With Milan Sharma in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.